Tonight, a 4-month Channel 9 investigation. The North Carolina Medical Board has charged a Huntersville plastic surgeon with what it alleges is unprofessional conduct and providing care below state standards.
The cosmetic procedures he performs are for a clinic called Lifestyle Lift. The clinic describes the surgery as a safer, cheaper, easier way to look younger. But Eyewitness News anchor Peter Dowd spoke with former patients who say they did not receive what they were promised. And he met with the clinic's medical director for its response.
America's experts at looking younger.
It's the infomercial with singer Debbie Boone.
Light up my life.
Lifestyle Lift describes itself as the largest group of facial plastic surgeons in the nation, with more than 70 clinics, including one in Huntersville. The company performs facelifts under local anesthesia.
There's a lot of reasons why Lifestyle Lift is so popular.
Founder David Kent says the procedure can turn back the hands of time.
It simply makes you look the same way you did years ago.
But here's what some former patients and their families say.
It was painful and the choking, it was awful, the swelling.
She's not 100%. She still has issues. She has issues with an ear.
I just wouldn't recommend it. I think it's scary.
In a complaint to the North Carolina Medical Board, Karen Holder says a sales consultant at the Huntersville clinic convinced her the procedure would make her look years younger. She also says she was told there would be little pain, downtime, or scarring.
They truly make it sound like it's such an easy, no big deal procedure.
But Holder says she had to take a month off work to heal and decided to go back to the clinic for corrective surgery. She says she still has discomfort in her neck and ears, and the results did not last.
Now what I have to show for it is scarring, can't wear my hair up, hard time swallowing, and I'm just not a happy camper anymore.
Lifestyle Lift's attorney says the company addressed Holder's concerns and denied her request for a refund.
I would not recommend it to anyone.
A similar story for Rebecca Smith, who wrote in her complaint to the medical board the surgery left her in extreme pain. Smith says a sales consultant convinced her the procedure would be easy and simple, but she now has constant throbbing in her neck and no feeling in her ears.
This feels like rubber attached to the side of my head.
But Holder and Smith, like all of the former patients we spoke with, signed detailed medical consent forms that outline the surgery's risks, including the things they complain about.
You have to sign some papers saying that it is what it is.
We traveled to Tampa, Florida to speak with Lifestyle Lift medical director and surgeon, Dr. Jason Swerdloff. He says the majority of the company's 180,000 patients are satisfied with the results. We asked him about the complaints made by Holder and Smith. He says negative outcomes are rare and patients are always informed of the risks.
Healing is really 6 months on average for most patients. And of course, average means half of the people are less and half of the people are more. Is it acceptable to have scars that are visible? Absolutely. That's a part of plastic surgery for every plastic surgeon in the world. But there are rare cases in which some people have persistent areas of numbness. And by the way, that happens in every surgery.
Lifestyle Lift has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau in Michigan, where the company is headquartered. We checked with the Charlotte BBB, which says it received 6 complaints about the Huntersville clinic over the past 5 years. Some of which were forwarded to the medical board. All the complaints were resolved with the BBB. Dr. Swerdloff says the company has an excellent record of satisfactory outcomes.
Complications are rare. Adverse outcomes are rare. But when they do occur, oftentimes there is an element of patient noncompliance.
Lifestyle Lift also gave us the names of 3 patients to speak with, which included the current office manager at the Huntersville clinic, who all say the procedure worked for them.
I should have done it years ago. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Barbara Sanders says she got exactly what was promised.
It is so worth it. It's worth everything you go through to have it.
It angers me so much and it makes me sad at the same time.
But the daughter of Mary Lou Pierce says her 74-year-old mother developed a serious blood infection after getting a Lifestyle Lift and spent a month in intensive care. The family filed a complaint with Charlotte's Better Business Bureau, which it forwarded to the medical board.
My mom was never one to lie down for anything, and this nearly killed her.
We asked Dr. Swerdloff about the complaints from Pierce's family, and he says infections like that are rare.
published statistics on significant infections after facelifting is 1% or less, and that's been our experience as well.
In April of this year, the medical board charged one of the clinic's doctors, Gustavo Diaz, with providing care below the accepted and prevailing standards of care for North Carolina. Those charges are based on the complaints of 2 former patients it received from the Charlotte BBB. The board also alleges Dr. Diaz performed surgical procedures that were not appropriate for the issues the 2 patients sought care, and that his conduct was unprofessional. As a matter of policy, the medical board does not name Dr. Diaz's former patients who are the basis of the charges, but we know it's not Holder or Smith. 2 months after we began working on this story, the medical board pushed back the hearing date for Dr. Diaz so it could investigate a new pending case involving similar allegations of substandard care. Lifestyle Lift's attorney told us the new investigation involves Donna Phillips, a former patient of Dr. Diaz who died in 2009 shortly after her procedure.
She thought they'll be able to take years off my appearance, and I want to do it.
The 68-year-old woman's family is in contact with the medical board and plans to attend the hearing for Dr. Diaz.
So you need to really think about it. Is it worth it? I don't think so.
Lifestyle Lift says Phillips appeared alert, active, and oriented after the surgery with no complications. The autopsy concluded her death appeared to be an accidental acute overuse of pain medication following a surgical procedure. Lifestyle Lift says Mrs. Phillips' death was a tragic accident, and we extend our sympathies to her family. Dr. Diaz has met with the medical board and will cooperate fully in the inquiry. The family did not file suit against Dr. Diaz. We anticipate that Dr. Diaz will be completely exonerated. We asked repeatedly to speak with Dr. Diaz so he could respond directly to our questions, but Lifestyle Lift told us it would not be appropriate for him to give an interview while the medical board action is pending. But the company's medical director did say this about him.
I can tell you that his results are excellent. He's a technically gifted surgeon. The results were phenomenal.
Lifestyle Lift says Dr. Diaz has an attorney and intends to fully defend his performance. The company also says it has resolved the complaints of the 2 former patients who are the focus of the medical board charges against him. In part 2 of our investigation tomorrow night, we'll look at the issues the company has had with its advertising and marketing and the actions taken in other states. Peter Doubt, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Tonight, more of our 4-month investigation into the cosmetic surgery company called Lifestyle Lift.
The North Carolina Medical Board has charged one surgeon at the company's Huntersville clinic with what it alleges is unprofessional conduct and providing care below state standards. Now, Eyewitness News anchor Peter Dowd takes a closer look at why some former patients say there is more involved with a Lifestyle Lift than its advertising tells you.
You deserve a Lifestyle Lift.
Lifestyle Lift says it spends tens of millions of dollars each year on advertising, like this infomercial for its facelifts performed under local anesthesia. The Michigan-based company has clinics across the nation, including one in Huntersville. Its website and ads for the surgery include the words revolutionary, groundbreaking, safer, quicker, easier, more affordable, and lasting results.
You can transform your appearance thanks to a breakthrough medical process that can.
But some dissatisfied former patients we spoke with say the commercials enticed them to get a Lifestyle Lift because they thought the procedure would be easy and simple.
I did see too many commercials and I felt comfortable. I thought, you know, gosh, it's just sounds great.
I just made it sound like it was going in and maybe getting a tooth pulled. That's not what happened.
Both former patients admit they signed a detailed medical consent form that outlined all the risks involved with the surgery, including infection, scarring, chronic pain, nerve injury, unsatisfactory result, and delayed healing. Lifestyle Lift also gave us the names of 3 satisfied patients to speak with, which included the current office manager at the Huntersville Clinic. Barbara Sanders is one of them.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. It finally made me the prettiest girl in my high school class.
We met with Lifestyle Lift medical director and surgeon, Dr. Jason Swerdloff, in Tampa, Florida. We showed him internal Lifestyle Lift documents we uncovered from the Huntersville Clinic. The first, entitled Bonus Program for Doctors, describes how doctors can receive a 10% bonus if they exceed an average of $16,000 a day in revenue from patients during a bonus period. We asked him if he considers it good medical practice to pay doctors based on how much money they collect in a day.
almost all doctors are compensated based on the amount of work they do. So yes, that's absolutely an accepted medical practice, and almost all physicians are compensated, at least in part, in that way.
The other document, entitled Doctor-to-Patient Cancel Call Guideline, is a suggested dialogue for doctors to use in persuading patients with reservations to go through with the surgery. It says in bold print, whatever the concern, try and find a way to reignite the original excitement they had to move forward and alleviate the obstacles. It also suggests that doctors tell patients it's always better to have the procedure sooner than wait till the signs of aging become more prominent. Dr. Swerdloff says he's never seen the document. We asked him if it's good medical practice for doctors to try to convince potential patients to have non-essential surgery.
You know, we're in a slightly different field of medicine. We're aesthetic surgeons. We work with people that are interested in making a change to their appearance. And my job is to always be truthful, but to help them get to the point where they want to be. Most patients do want to move forward. If they have reservations, we want to be truthful and help them with those reservations.
We also asked Dr. Swerdloff if the clinic sales consultants are paid a commission for surgeries they sold.
I'm not an expert in that. I'm the medical director, so I really don't have direct knowledge of that.
You don't have direct knowledge of whether or not there's a commission paid?
How exactly the mechanics of that work, no.
But there is a commission?
It's my understanding that just like our physicians, and really physicians almost everywhere, part of compensation is based on completed surgeries.
So we sent 2 Channel 9 employees to the Lifestyle Lift Clinic inside this building. They met with the sales consultant who gave them this brochure, which says the Lifestyle Lift procedure offers less risk, faster recovery, and more natural results. But there was nothing mentioned in the brochure or in the sales presentation about what risks might be involved. When they asked about the risks, the consultant did not answer and left the room. We asked Dr. Swerdloff why Lifestyle Lift sales personnel don't mention the risks involved, and why the risks are not shown in the sales brochures or in the contract when patients agree to have and pay for the surgery.
I don't think that it's standard medical practice to list all risks and potential complications in advertising or the first initial contact that a patient has with the office.
Lifestyle Lift has had problems with its advertising and marketing in other states. In 2009, the company paid $300,000 in penalties and costs to New York for deceptive commercial practices and false advertising, where the state's Attorney General reported Lifestyle Lift was publishing fake consumer reviews on the internet. The state's former Attorney General said Lifestyle Lift's attempt to generate business by duping consumers was cynical, manipulative, and illegal. The company denied the charges, but voluntarily agreed to stop those marketing practices. Lifestyle Lift's attorney says the company was under different management at the time, and there have been no complaints from New York's Attorney General since. In May of this year, Lifestyle Lift settled with the Florida Attorney General over some of its marketing practices. Though there was no finding of fault or wrongdoing, the company voluntarily agreed to stop calling itself a revolutionary procedure, refund some customers' deposits, and agreed to reveal if their models have been paid or received other facial procedures. That same month, the Washington State Court of Appeals found Lifestyle Lift showed a long course of materially misleading conduct, from the initial television commercial, to the mailed promotional materials, to the video shown at the first consultation, to the sales strategies employed by the physician consultants. The court allowed a patient to go forward with the lawsuit against the company under Washington's consumer protection laws.
My friends tell me that I look younger than them, and some of my friends are 15 years younger than me. And it makes
We asked Dr. Swerdloff if Lifestyle Lift's advertising in Charlotte is the same as other parts of the country.
Our advertising is national. It's not different in Charlotte from the way it is elsewhere.
Despite the legal actions over its advertising, the company insists it is not misleading potential patients, and its consent forms fully inform patients of the nature of the surgery and potential complications.
Start imagining how you'll look and how your life will transform when you get a Lifestyle Lift.
Of the 12 former patients we spoke with, on and off camera, 3 were satisfied with the surgery.
It's probably one of the best decisions I made in my life. I wish I had done it years ago.
The other 9 regret it and feel misled even though they signed the consent forms.
Don't go do it. Don't stay away from them.
You know, like they say, if something's too good to be true, it usually is.
In addition to the medical board charges against one of the surgeons at the Huntersville Clinic, the North Carolina Attorney General's office has confirmed it received some complaints. We will continue to follow the story and keep you updated with any developments. Peter Doubt, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.